Hello everyone, this is Kelly and I'd like to welcome you back to the Honeybee Stamps YouTube channel and our Simply Spring YouTube Hop. Make sure you check out the description box below for how to enter our hop giveaway. We're giving away two $50 gift cards. Make sure you hop along and check out all of our amazing design team videos, and I am going to get started with today's card. Okay, the products I'm using today is the Bunny Basket dies, and I have my die cuts ready to go, our Lovely Layers carrots, and our Garden Bouquet stamp set. I'm going to use a sentiment from that. Our Simply Spring paper pad. I have some vellum from my stash, and I am starting out by adding some cute color to my little bunny die cut. Now this little bunny, as you can see, has lots of great embossing lines that are impressed into your paper when you run that through your die machine. And I am simply just adding a little bit of character to this bunny die cut that was cut out of craft cardstock. And I'm using my Copic markers. So a little bit of pink in the cheeks and around the nose and mouth and inside the ears. And then for all the little spots on his back and the eye, I'm adding some warm grays just to make those pop out and stand out even more, and just adding a little bit of color here and there. I also took the warm gray Copic markers and started going around and adding just a little bit of shading along those embossing lines around his little legs and arms and in the creases there. And that's just going to deepen up and add just a little bit of dimension and shadowing in certain places on our cute little bunny. So I'm just going along in light warm gray. You can see where I'm going around his little chin, and that's just going to add little shadows and a little dimension into the coloring. Now to finish up my little bunny, I'm taking a white gel pen and just adding some little spots. I added a little bit to his eye. I'm adding a little bit of white to his tail to make a little cotton tail, and then adding little white dots around his little body and on his cute little cheeks. Now, once I finish dressing up my little bunny, I'm ready to move on to this dimensional looking layered basket. So again, I'm taking a warm gray, and the basket is cut out of some paper from our Simply Spring paper pad. There is a sheet of the paper, as you can see there, that has this linen texture to it, and it's a great kind of beige color. Now, when you run that die set through your die machine, it is going to impress all the embossing lines. And what I'm doing is kind of cheating uh, the look here. I'm using those embossing lines to my advantage, and that's where I go over with my Copic marker. So there's nothing fancy, no fancy coloring going on. I'm simply tracing those embossing lines and areas there to make those really pop and stand out. Now let's put together our Lovely Layers carrots dies. So I cut the base layer of the carrots out of different shades of green paper and then cut the topper pieces out of different colors. So I've got orange and kind of a saffron kind of yellow color, and then a kind of purpley eggplant color as well. So those are really easy to line up and just add on to your little base layer with some liquid adhesive. And I'm going to work through all of my little Lovely Layers carrots, and those are going to be kind of stuffed down in and packed into my cute little basket. Now I'm ready to stamp the sentiment, and I have some vellum that I have had in my stash for years and years, and this is just going to kind of mute down the bright floral paper that's going to go underneath. And then I have the pink paper there as well. Both the floral and the pink paper are from our Simply Spring paper pad, and I'm going to show you a boo-boo here. So I am stamping Love You Bunches onto this vellum, and I'm going to heat emboss it after I'm finished. I'm laying down a colored ink that's going to be that eggplant kind of purple color that's going to match the carrots, and it says Love You Bunches. Now, It did not stamp well, and it's not going to emboss well, and it kind of looks a mess, but I'm going to go ahead and show you my little boo-boo here, and then we're going to change gears and change it later on. So you can see here, I didn't like that, and so it's fine. Change gears, we'll move on. I can still use that piece of vellum for another project, cut it up, but I am stamping it onto white paper now, same eggplanty ink color, still covered with clear embossing ink, but I needed to change gears because it kind of bled into the vellum and it didn't set up well. So no big deal. We're just going to move on here. So I am adding that beautiful, bright, springy floral paper to a green top folding card base. And that bright, dark green is going to pull out the green colors from the leaves and things in that card base. Now I'm going to add that pink paper that's also from that Simply Spring paper pad onto the front of my vellum. So I'm just trying to decide where I'm going to add that, and I can glue that down with some just liquid adhesive. So I'm going to stick that down, and then I have some crinkle ribbon, which is just dyed seam binding. And I have a lot of different colors in my stash. I love to pull out my crinkle ribbon, especially during spring and summer and Mother's Day and things like that, when I want to do a little bit more of a feminine touch, kind of frilly little card. And I thought with the bunny basket and all those beautiful florals and the vellum and things like that, that my crinkle ribbon would be perfect to add kind of a fun touch to this card. So I'm going to use a tape runner, and that's going to do two things. One, it's going to hold down the crinkle ribbon to the back of my vellum piece, but then also that tape runner is going to help hold everything down to my card base. Now notice where I'm not putting any other adhesive behind the vellum because I want to hide any adhesive. I don't want that to show up on the front side of my card. So I'm keeping all of the adhesive hidden so it doesn't look messy behind that vellum piece. I'm just going to kind of zhuzh up and frill up my little piece of ribbon there, and then I could add that whole vellum piece to the front of my card. And you can see where that vellum mutes down that bright floral cardstock underneath. So I have adhered my little bunny basket, and I am ready to load it up with all of these lovely layered carrots. I just needed to snip off the end of the big long carrot, and I can add it in and get the leaves going where I want them to go. And then I'm just going to keep layering in and adding in all these fun colors of carrots. I think these are so cute, cut in all the different colors, just like you would see at a little farmer's market or something like that. And so I'm spreading out the color. I just love that eggplant color that perfectly matches the paper that is on the underneath. You can kind of see those dark eggplanty purple colors kind of coming through the vellum. And I love the way that all of these carrots stack up in a little basket or in our wooden crate dies. They're absolutely adorable. I'm going to snip off one of the ends of my little carrots there, and now we can add our cute little bunny. I love this bunny because not only can you use it for Easter, but he also he could look like a little stuffed animal. He could look like a bunny in a garden. It all depends on the color of paper you use to die cut it, and then how you add maybe colored pencils or Copic markers or something like that. So he can go more chocolate bunny looking, or he could go more realistic looking. It's a really fun die. I've added some foam dots on the back of him, and I'm just going to nestle him in between the basket and the little crinkle ribbon. And then I have die cut the Love You Bunches sentiment and added that onto the front of the basket. Next, I'm going to add just a few little pearls. These are the warm pearls. And these are my favorite set of pearls. And I am choosing to use just a classic white pearl look. And I'm just going to sprinkle those right into the background, and they kind of blend in, but add just a special little something back there around my little bunny and basket and sentiment. Now here's a close-up look at those pretty pearls and all the dimension from our cute little die cuts. And here's a close-up of the finished card. I love the bunny basket dies paired with our lovely layers carrots and the sentiment from our garden bouquet stamp and coordinating die set. All these products and the Simply Spring released will be linked in the description box below. Make sure you check out all of our amazing design team videos and make sure you leave a comment. You could be one of our two $50 gift card winners. Thank you. Talk to you next time. Bye bye.